Hey dude, what's going on? My name is Matt Wacek. I am the founder of Launchpreneurship, and you probably stumbled across this video. Well, one, if you're a follower of Launchpreneurship, sweet, thanks, glad you're here. But you might have also come across this video because you are interested in starting a business, whether it's starting a lawn or landscape business, which is primarily what we talk about here, lawn, landscape, snow, irrigation, tree services, those types of companies. But if you are looking to start a business in another industry, whether it's software or it is programming or brick and mortar store, you want to open a restaurant, a bakery, whatever, stick around because the concepts that we're going to cover here are synonymous across all industries. They're all basically the same. And a quick little backstory on me. I don't want to go too in depth with this because I could talk about this stuff forever, but I'll link to a video where it's like 30 minutes long. You can learn my whole backstory. But long story short, 15 years old, got the entrepreneurial bug by, well, actually probably started about 12 years old. I was like fixing neighbors' bikes and stuff, and then like organizing races on BMX bikes on like the baseball fields, and then we had some dirt jumps that we built into a track, and I was like the one that was in charge of what classes and who races who and when do they race and all that sort of stuff. So that's really where it all started. And then 15, got my first job working for a lawn company and fell in love with the work and the idea of becoming my own boss. So graduated high school back in 09, and I have the society and friends and teachers and all that sort of stuff telling me, okay, yeah, you need to go to college and get the good job. And so then I go to university thinking, okay, well, I already took a lot of accounting classes, marketing and business law, business management, all those types of classes in high school. So maybe I'll just go to college, learn accounting. That way I can really know the backbones structure of a business and know how to price and all that sort of stuff. And then I can go to start my own business afterwards. Didn't work out exactly that way. A lot of the classes you start learning in high school or in college, you are basically there to become an employee. That's what they're teaching you to do a skill that it is that they need you to do, so you can go work for another company or work for the government or whatever, because that's what the economy needs to work. So I transferred from the technical school, the university to a tech school for horticulture. And so then at the tech school, I had studied horticulture. That's what my degree is in. And at that very point in time, I started my landscape business, or lawn, landscape, and snow company, which I grew to multiple six figures in sales. And then I sold it a little while back. And one of my teachers that I had there was someone who owned a landscape company at that point in time. And they were doing like $20,000 and $50,000 landscape projects. And they were just cranking them out like one after one, making just a serious amount of money. And I'm like, okay, this is perfect. This is exactly who I need to learn from. And then I can upsell my clients from the landscape projects into maintenance and then into snow, and it's just going to be awesome. And I was able to learn a ton, and I actually had a really, really good experience with my technical school that I was at. So it was definitely worth the money. The ROI I got out of it was probably 100 times what the cost of the school was. However, it did take up 2 years of time learning. And the other cool thing though is I was able to network with some people, and the majority of the people in the class or in the program were there to get a good job. They wanted to become like a golf course superintendent or a landscape designer. And rule number one, if you are looking to start a business, know how to delegate and manage people. For me, and also know what your skill set is, what you're good at and what you're not good at. For me, I suck at designing. So when it came to doing landscape designs, it's a lot easier to go hire someone that's a freelance designer for $200 than to spend 10 hours on one stupid landscape design that you might not even get the chance to do the project. You might not even make any money from it. So anyway, the other part was I was able to network with a couple other guys that I went to school with, and we were able to team up on some couple projects, me and him, and one of them we almost lost money on, the other one we made a good chunk of money on. But so the answer to the question is, do you need to go to college in order to start a business? And the answer is no, absolutely not. If I were to go back to 15 years old, like 10 years ago, or 18 years old, whatever, back then in 08, 09, like the internet was still kind of goofy and a lot of things looked like scams. But now you look at it today and there are legit training academies in every single industry that you could possibly think of, that you can go and learn from, and it's a fraction of the cost of college. Like you go to Udemy, you can learn programming, you can learn accounting, you can learn how to code apps, you can go to masterclass.com and learn electronic dance music from deadmau5. You can go to Launchpreneurship and learn how to start a lawn, landscape, and snow company. I'm not gonna not plug my brand here, but we're helping a lot of people do a lot of cool things. So that's how things have changed so much with the internet in the past 5-8 years. And if I were to go back to that point in time, if I was graduating high school right now or around this time or whatever, I would probably just go get a job doing whatever you had to do to live, because your parents probably aren't going to let you live at home if you're not in school or whatever. But go get some books on selling and learn how to sell whatever it is and be able to sell the crap out of it. This is exactly what I would do, and go and figure out how to sell whatever products and services someone offers. That way, one, you can always have a job, whether it's at Best Buy or you sell cars or sell houses. If you can figure out how to make people want to purchase a product or a service from you or from the company that you're working for or the company that you've created, you are going to make a good chunk of money no matter what, because you can sell things, you can fill value into someone's life and get money in exchange for it. That's what selling is, and you can solve their problem. So that's exactly what I would do. And then would I start another landscape company? Maybe, I don't know. I guess if things were different with working that job that I did, maybe I would. But anyway, now let's get into basically the subject I wanted to cover with this is the subject of ROI, with the return on investment. We always talk about this when it comes to stocks and mutual funds, all that sort of stuff, and especially in business with marketing. People will come and say, "Hey, I want to spend $1,000 or $2,000 a month. Let's turn that into $5,000 or $10,000 or $15,000 a month in revenue coming back into my business after that endeavor of investing that X amount of money." So when it comes to formal education, though, we're not looking into this. We are just blindly, some people are blindly throwing tens of thousands of dollars away at college, or going six figures into debt. And I'm not immune to it. I was someone that went to college basically blindly. I had kind of a plan, but I still had to take all those stupid generals and spend a lot of money on that. And then you end up with people who, a lot of times, they have a degree that's either not in demand in the marketplace, or they have a skill set or a degree that has no value to the marketplace. And then there are people that have to work jobs that pay barely enough money to get the bills paid, and they're defaulting on their student loans and that sort of stuff. And a quick rant on that is you can't even bankrupt out of it. If you go and buy a $50, you go to buy a book from Amazon for $10, you can return it, and if you really want to, you could probably file a chargeback with your bank or PayPal or whoever you paid with. And same thing if you go buy a course from Tony Robbins for $10,000, or you go to Udemy and buy a $500 course there, you buy a course from entrepreneurship. If you want your money back after 30 days or whatever the time period is that any place offers, like masterclass.com, if you think you didn't learn enough good information from deadmau5 on electronic dance music, you could probably get your money back. You try to, like for me, if I wanted to go to the university I went to and say, "Hey, the general classes I took sucked. I didn't learn anything, and it was just a huge waste of my time. Can I have my money back?" They're going to laugh in my face. You can't get your money back. You can't even bankrupt out of student loans. That's how screwed up that all is. You can go and buy a house. You can go and buy a car or whatever. And if you can't afford those things and repossession, foreclosure, whatever, but you still have that debt, you can basically wipe that away. I'm not a bankruptcy attorney. I don't know exactly how that stuff works, but you can go do all that stuff. When it comes to student loans, they're always going to be there. You cannot erase them. And even after you die, I'm pretty sure you end up having, someone has to pay those debts, which is really, really messed up. So kind of on a rant on that a little bit. But when you are going to become an entrepreneur, if you want to be an entrepreneur or start a business, whatever it is, or even if you want to get a good job, you need to look at your education and what you're investing in and see what the potential ROI is, whether it's $100,000 college education for economics, and that's what your degree becomes, or you're getting a $10 book on Amazon, you're getting a $5,000 course from Tony Robbins or whatever. I don't even know what course he offers. I have no clue, but you just know what the potential return is on that investment. Buying that $5,000 course from Tony Robbins could probably turn into $5 or $10 million if you listen to it and apply it all into your life. That college education, probably not. It might get you a job that pays you $100,000 a year, but then after taxes and all that sort of stuff, it'll take you 10 years to still pay off that debt. And the thing with that is just, and even I'll get off on a rant again, is the subject of the textbooks. For $500 for one of those stupid textbooks that you can get, that when you return them, they're worth like $10, which is just stupid with their buyback programs. But you can go to Udemy and literally learn how to build an app building company for $500. It's just laughable how inflated the costs are with this stuff. And I can literally rant about this stuff all day long, and I'm sure you don't want to hear that. But basically, long story short, when it comes down to it, if you want to be an entrepreneur, you need to think objectively when it comes to things and logically. You can't think off emotion and be like, "Oh, I love this school. I want to go here because I can party and stuff." And it's like, 4 years you have, and yeah, that's the greatest years of your life. Well, if you're someone who builds businesses and you enjoy doing that and you can make the money that you want from those businesses, you're going to have the time of your life because you are basically living your dream. You're building cool things within your life and you are able to make the money that you want to make. Whereas the people that are still looking back 20 years at their college experience and working some job they freaking hate, they are probably going to be miserable. And I'm getting really off on a rant. However, man, I could seriously just rant about this stuff all day, but there's all the things that are so screwed up with the whole college business that it is, with never mind the fact of spending millions of dollars on stadiums and all that sort of stuff. Long story short, look at things objectively. If you're especially becoming an entrepreneur, if you can make money back on the thing that you are investing in, whether it's a book or it's a course from somebody online, or it is a college education, or it is a technical school that you want to go to, if you feel that you can get a good ROI on it, then by all means go and invest in it. However, just know that formal education is not the only route to go when it comes to learning things, especially when it comes to business. Most of the stuff I learned was outside of school. When it came from reading a crap ton of stuff online and spending hundreds of hours reading blogs and forums and things on like Facebook. Now you have Facebook groups you can get access to, you can learn all kinds of stuff. And books especially, where you can buy a $10 book and you can literally get access to someone's life, their biography, and especially if it's someone that was an entrepreneur that made a lot of money, you have basically their biography or whatever skill set they're teaching in that book, say like Grant Cardone or somebody. You have access to all that knowledge, and it is seriously just powerful information that you can put to use in your business. So long story short, I'm getting off on so many freaking rants, but can you get an ROI? If yes, how much does it take? How much time investment does it take? A book only takes you a couple days to read. College education takes 4 years to get through. And yeah, that's kind of it right there. So if you like this kind of stuff, be sure to subscribe here on YouTube. Subscribe to us, get the latest updates from Lawnpreneurship. If you want to get the list of the 10 biggest mistakes that lawn and landscape business owners make and how to avoid them, click right here. And then if you want to join our Facebook networking group where you can talk business, get your questions answered, and click right here. With that being said, my name is Matt. Thanks for checking out this video. Thanks for checking out Lawnpreneurship, and we'll see you in the next one.